Being a dad is hard. It's high stakes. It takes a toll on our self-worth, mental health, and can be lonely. But why would we ever want to do something so important in isolation? Legacy Makers, a conversation for dads, is quite simply two normal dads having conversations about, you guessed it, being a dad. The highs, the lows, and the learnings along the way. We are four dads. We want to remedy the deficiency we see in community for dads, and we want to ruthlessly encourage dads on their journey to build lasting legacy for the faces they love the most. All right, we're going to talk, Kevin, about work ethic. And I want to talk to you about it because you have very little work ethic, and we need to have a performance conversation here with you as we start the year. My expectations of you for 2025.
Let's go.
So listen, our kids are...
Kick us off with that study. You dropped some knowledge on me.
It was the Harvard Grant study.
Yep.
The longest running longitudinal study, I think, ever.
Yep.
1938.
That means a long time.
Yeah, I don't... If you were to ask me what that means, I do not know. But I know it's been going on since 1938 consistently. They identified the two keys to happiness as adults.
Okay.
The first is not surprising, in my opinion. It's love, right? Relationships, which, community, all the things, but love.
And I just want to say that because I've looked at this study before. It's not just talking about romantic love. Like,
correct.
That is a part of it,
yep.
Spouse, but some of these people don't have spouses. It's is about a community.
People in your life that you have that just mean something to you significantly, and you mean something to others, right?
Which is good news as a dad.
It's good news as a dad. And reinforces the importance of community, which we've been talking about, really is the purpose of what we're trying to do here for dads. The second one, it didn't surprise me, but it surprised me that it was number 2. And the second one was around work ethic. And I started to think through that a little bit further.
So the people that are successful, they've got some kind of
it's success and happiness.
The people that are happiest, that's good. Because that's the people that are happiest have this drive to work.
To work.
Yeah.
Which again could be counter. Like, I think we live in a society that is driving us to pursue comfort ruthlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I want to be financially strong. I want to do things, but I don't necessarily want it like to work hard for it, but I feel like I need to think about even like the rise of GLP-1s, right? Like, GLP-1s, part of it is very much around, diabetes and certainly trying to help people lose weight. My fear is this is another step to give somebody a tool to not do the work to get the result. Now, in some instances, not a doctor, they need to take the medicine, but it's another example of this desire that we have in society to be comfortable and to not necessarily put in the sweat equity to get to that spot, right? And that's concerning as a dad.
Okay, so as individuals, so if as dads we're going to be happy, the love and the work ethic.
Yep.
But let's talk about what this looks like for kids.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I put you on the spot in some of these because your kids are a little bit older, but Laura and I have had a lot of conversations recently about age-appropriate chores, what our kids should be doing, what our expectations should be. And I sent her something the other day on Instagram, just like how much lower our expectations are for our kids in this generation than they were 30 or 40 years ago. Like, there was this thing about it, kids going to first grade and whatever, you're like, this is what they expect of them. And now it's like, can they tie their shoes or something? Like, it's just.
Yeah.
So how do you guys think about that? And I'm curious, do you think you're getting it right or wrong?
Well, before, where are you guys at? So I'd love,
So let me tell you where. One, our house is chaos at dinner time right now.
Yeah.
And so I think about dinner time is the time I'm there the most, so I'm thinking about that time a lot. And we're trying to think about kids. This is so simple. You're going to be like, you guys don't have a clue. But,
well, really quick, any correlation to the chaos and you being there?
Yeah, it's probably a lot of that. It contributes to that. But like taking your plates to the sink, like cleaning those, and then dishwasher. I mean, Laura sent me a picture this week of a bowl shattered in our floor because she's trying to get our 6-year-old to be involved with something, and our 1.5-year-old is terrorizing our house.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we have not encouraged chores in the same way, to the level we should, because we are interested in our own efficiency.
Yeah.
Like, do I want this to take 10 minutes or do I want it to take half an hour? Okay, I want to take 10 minutes, so I'm just going to do it. So I actually think, this is vulnerability, since I love that word so much.
Finally.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of areas we are succeeding as parents. I think we're probably not where we need to be, Laura and I, when it comes to intentionality of chores for our kids. We're not challenging them.
Yeah. That's one for us. Side note, we're also failing miserably at dinner. And we can do a whole nother episode about that.
We should have just a dinner time episode.
We got to get a strategy. I feel like I'm failing big time. But anyway, this is a big one for me, the responsibility. Brittany and I have had a lot of conversations about it. We are fully aligned on the importance of it.
Yep.
We are fully aligned on they need to be doing more. The challenge is me, because I want things perfect and better and faster. When I see it, I want it clean. She's like, I'm letting it sit until somebody does it, and I can't stand it.
Okay. Now, is this just a home issue, or is this like do we need some therapy for Eric here?
A little therapy. So as I think about my personal development, I really enjoy things to be right. And I've realized, as I have continued to move forward in my career and have more influence in terms of people and larger teams, it can be a challenge, because ultimately I'm a steward of my people, and really my job is to remove barriers, help people grow, help them be encouraged and do bigger and better things. Like, I truly fundamentally believe that as what I need to do as a leader. It's James Quincy, who's Coca-Cola's CEO, said one time, and I loved it. He's like, I judged the success of my year based on the number of decisions I made that year, meaning he should not be making a bunch of decisions.
So less decisions.
Less decisions is more successful.
Which is counterintuitive, not... Yeah.
And I love that, right? Well, the challenge that the tension for me that I'm working on is, if I can't allow my people to go do the thing, and at times it might not be up to my standards, what ends up happening is I'm taking empowerment from them basically because I want it faster and better. And I've got to allow them to go through the process, realize maybe it wasn't as fast or as good as it needed to be. They grow from that. And it's something that I think is really important for all of us. It's a process for me. I'm getting better. But then I think about at home, and it's really the same situation with just kind of different scenario, right? So the dishes, the expectation is don't leave it at the table. Don't even take it to the sink. Rinse it off, put it in the dishwasher, right? The other thing for the boys is they are to empty out the dishwasher. Last night I got home. Benny's already in bed. Cam's coming home from practice. I'm trying to tuck in the house, as Brittany likes to say. And the dishwasher, I'm like, I can just do it right now. It'll take me 4.5 minutes. So I get upstairs, think I'm doing the right thing. One less thing and Brittany's like, I heard the dishes down there. Yeah. She's like, that is the boys' job to do. I'm like, well, Cam's going to come home and go to bed. Then they're going to school tomorrow morning. Then they're like, it's a whole nother almost 24 hours before the dishes are put away. So then you're going to stack up a whole bunch of stuff waiting for the dish. Like, she's like, you're missing the point. Like, you're robbing them of the responsibility. And so that's the tension that I have. Like, don't rob them of the responsibility because you want it done better or faster. Like, you have to almost have the grace with, live in the mess for a little bit, but they got to figure it out, so it's a huge one for me.
It's interesting to me how you'll take an experience and see it play out both at work and at home.
Yeah.
I see many of the same things. Like, as a leader, one of the things is I want people to be in the area of their strength. So a lot of times I think an area I'm good is getting people that are really strong in areas I'm weak, and kind of doing that piece. As a dad, I feel like I'm pretty good at that. We get the report card, and I focus on, hey, look, you're really good at these areas. I don't really care if you don't like art. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But something I'm not as good at on the work front is encouraging people and challenging them to develop in areas where they are weak. And I think there is certainly a place for living into your strengths and maximizing them. But if at 22 in the workforce, you've just decided you're not going to grow anymore, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I am struggling with that with kids too, because when we start to give them responsibilities, there's things that naturally some of them are better at than others. They can do this. So I'm just like, let's get them to do the thing they're good at. And I'm not asking them to do things that they struggle with. So I would love to get really tactical.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know, what are some of the specific age appropriate? So your oldest is 11. What are some expectations of an 11-year-old?
Yeah. I'll start by, I think, the mindset we should have, I believe we should have as parents, because this flipped about 6 months ago with me, because I was getting so frustrated at the little things not happening around the house. And it occurred to me through conversations with Brittany and just some reflection, you have to, as a parent, as a dad, assume positive intent in your kids. Like Benny, my 8-year-old, was not deliberately disrespecting me and being ungrateful and whatever I thought was going on, because he just could not put his clothes in the dirty clothes or put his clothes away. My reaction to him on this, because it has been such a consistent issue, was one that was rooted in, you're disrespecting me, you're intentionally not listening, and that's just not the case. Our kids are at different spots, our kids are wired differently, and we just have to assume positive intent, and our job is to get the wires to connect that the reason I'm being asked to do these activities and these chores is for the right reasons. It's because these are the things that are expected of me, because working hard and doing things that I don't necessarily want to do are important. It's not, so I would start, before we talk about age appropriate chores, to really just push you and me and whoever's listening to just assume positive intent in our kids. They're not bad kids because they don't want to put stuff away. Right. Yep. So I think that's where I'll start. I think what we've found to be successful in this, and it's still a fight. So I'll say we have not figured this out. There's things that have to happen daily, and there's things that have to happen, like once a week. Yep. Right. And that's how we've laid it out. So the kids know very clearly they have a spot in the garage for their shoes. Mm-hmm. Their shoes go there. They don't go in the garage. They don't go in the house. There's a spot where they put their bag, their backpack. They are not to leave their rooms like a disaster. Now, in the mornings are crazy, but if you didn't leave your room clean, the first thing you're doing when you get home is go clean your room. Mm-hmm. Put your dirty clothes in the dirty clothes and put your clothes away. Like, these are fundamental things. Now, my boys are 11 and almost 9. Benny will be 9 here very soon. The girls have just been kind of, what'd you call your little guy? Destruction. Yeah. Like, the girls have been
terrorists.
The girls have been terrorist twins for almost 5 years. They are just now getting to the spot where, like, we're asking them to put their shoes away. Yep. And it's so funny seeing twins, because Evie, she doesn't not only put her shoes away, but every single time she is organizing her shoes, make sure they're perfect and they're all facing. And Anderson, like, she's like the Tasmanian devil. She's got one shoe in her brother's box, one shoe's in a bathroom. For some reason, she gets home and decides everything's coming off except her underwear. But anyway, that's the sidebar. Did she learn
that from you?
Exactly. But so, like, the girls are 4, almost 5. Like, you got to put your shoes away. You got to brush your teeth. Like, But the boys, like, they know every day this is the expectation. And what we started to do on Sunday is, like, get home from church and we have a family. It's just a piece of paper. It's not and Brittany and I will just write family chores today, and we'll look around. Okay, gather the trash. It might be different, but stuff we need them to do. And the kids go and they've seemed to enjoy checking stuff off a list. Yeah. And now it's becoming how fast can I get it done to beat my brother? And then there's a fight there, which is a whole nother thing. But, like, I think where we're going to end up getting, it's like, okay, don't do it fast, do it right. But that's our process, man. It's like, these things are expected every day. They're the normal things that might seem to us like routine. They're not routine for them yet. Make the bed is the other one daily. And then like we kind of give them a list on a Sunday that they're expected to do before they do anything they want to do.
So is there anything you're doing to tie it? Because it seems like it's different for different kids. There's different rhythms. But if we go back to this study and this idea that work ethic is important. So this is not just responsibility. This is the desire to want to do things that you sometimes don't want to do.
That's right. That's right.
Is there any extra conversation that? Because I think we talk a lot about like, this is a responsibility because you're a part of this house.
Correct.
So it's a lot about being on our team and everybody contributing. But I also think I may need to focus more on just the idea that like, you got to learn at an early age that work is a good thing.
That I think a couple things I would encourage parents to talk about when you're talking about chores. For us, we have been blessed with things, right? Whether it's your shoes, your shirts, a room, a bed. And, you know, as you and I have talked, faith for me is very important. We talk about you're a steward of these things. And being a good steward is not throwing your crap everywhere. Like, you got a bunch of people that would love to have that pair of shoes or this bed to sleep in, and look at how you're treating it, right? So I think, again, like, it's just the extra connection. Like, yelling at them to make the bed does not help.
Yeah.
Why do you need me to make this bed? So I think that the tie to that is very important.
Okay. We're talking about chores and responsibility and work ethic, but you just hit something that is a major through line at our house. Laura, I think, is especially focused on it, is this idea of not raising entitled kids or kids that take things for granted. So we may come back to it in a future episode, but I'm curious, do you have ways you do that? Like, I think my sister is like showing videos to her kids of like starving kids in other countries so that they will see, like, how do you tangibly do that? Because when you're blessed and you're around a lot of other people that is really tough to show something else.
I think there's not one way to do it. And I think different kids, they respond to different things. One way is this conversation that we're talking about around chores and why it's important. We sponsor Brittany does a lot of ministry work supporting a group called Saving Susan, who is really focused on orphans in Guatemala and a couple other parts of the world. And so we sponsor a little girl in Guatemala that we get to talk to occasionally on the phone, and she's part of our family. Like, so the kids get to see her and FaceTime with her as an example. Some of the things that we do around the house when it's time to purge around, like, okay, like, we've got some stuff we need to donate, right? And having them think about what would you like to give to somebody else. So again, I think it kind of varies, but you need to ensure that you're trying to build that awareness that this is not normal, nor should this be something taken for granted. And I think,
isn't it so cool when you see it click with them though?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of failures, but we had a win this week. George is playing soccer. For some reason, we've never lost baseball staff. We're on our third set of shin guards in one season. I don't know why we can't. So this has been a whole deal on responsibility. But now that we have found some, he was like, hey, I think that I want to take, I want to keep one of them and I want to donate another one to Must Ministries.
Yeah.
Because there's some other kids. And when you see that click, it's like, oh my gosh, this is what.
It makes you feel like you're on top of the world as a dad, right? Then you kind of start to see those light bulb moments for your kids. And I think that is the encouragement that I want to make sure people hear on this topic, though. Because I'm telling you, before I drove in, I sat down with Bennett this morning. He's like Pigpen. If I didn't make him and Brittany didn't make him shower or brush his teeth, like, he would be completely like, buddy, like, you stink. Like, you're okay with it? Yeah, I'm fine. Like, he is Pigpen. And I said this morning before the bus, I literally sat with him like, buddy, I don't know what else to do. I'm so disappointed. But I hate doing that. But like, I don't know how to get through to him, but like, it's going to click. It's going to click. Yeah. I have to assume positive intent. I have to explain why. Some of it, we talk a lot about choices.
Yeah.
They'll say like, how did somebody do that? Well, unfortunately, see something on the news. Like, how did someone, Daddy, like, there's bad people. No, some people good people make bad choices.
Yeah.
You have a choice every day to make your bed. Choosing not to make your bed is not like, I know I'm upset with you, but it's something that could be down the line. Like, you're not understanding the importance of making good choices, right? So the teaching moments are super important. Don't just correct to correct. Don't just say, you got to do chores because I need you to, I got little helpers around the house. Like, this is why we do these things. Like you said, explain that you're a part of a family, something bigger than just you. Family needs you to do these things.
Okay, let's wrap some takeaways of this, because I think this this topic is key. I'll start with this end, and then you.
Yeah.
I think celebrating the wins when they happen is big, and an encouragement for the dads that are out there that aren't seeing that yet. Like, eventually you'll see some of this click and pay off, and that reward is worth it.
Yeah.
What other just thoughts?
The thing I would you hit two beautiful ones. I'll restate what I said. This gets much easier when you assume positive intent. Now, there might be an exception out there, but I would venture to bet the vast majority of dads trying with their young kids to get them to build responsibility and build work ethic. These kids, they need you to build it in them. They're not consciously doing this to disrespect or because they're bad kids. Assume positive intent, and your approach should be, I am building this. I'm building this in them. It is my job as a dad, as a steward of these children, to build this muscle, and it might take 18 years. But you can't berate them and drill them into like a spot where they have bad self-consciousness about this.
Okay, where you said that it might take 18 years. I think as a dad, that's the part we got to remember, is we got to take the long view.
Yeah.
You have got to, you're not trying to get them to do the dishes just so that dinner time is easier tonight or tomorrow night or next week. You're instilling behaviors and patterns and habits that will last a long time. And I think you and I have got to remember, and other dads, that Zig Ziglar would say it this way, that the chief cause of failure and unhappiness is trading what we want most for what we want now. A lot of times what we want most is for our kids to be happy, which means loving relationships and work ethic. If I'll keep that long-term, what I want most in mind, instead of what I want now, which is efficiency, getting it done, getting frustrated, what I see is the parents that are adults, have adult children, and they're proud of them. There is no better feeling than that. So, and
if this longitudinal study, whichever that means, is right, if you don't take anything from this episode or any episode you've listened to or anything you've read about being a dad, this is the longest running study on happiness, loving relationships, work ethic. If you need a playbook on how to be a good dad, model those two things.
Yep. Love and work ethic.
Love your spouse, love people in your family, love your friends, show them what that looks like. Show them what it means to strive and have strong work ethic. Guys, like, if you do nothing else, model those two things, you're going to be in a good spot.
I think it's really good. I like it. Thanks, man.
Thanks for listening to Legacy Makers with Kevin Scott and Eric Blumenthal. Make sure you download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. All rights reserved.